In this week's Talking Classics, we are going to go through the entire process of what happens when a competition car is won. We have just done the live draw and we have now a lucky winner for our Porsche Cayman S Sport. So follow along now for the story of what happens next.
What are you looking over?
Well, I'm carrying out the PDI, so I've done already the lights, levels, etc, from up the top. We'll just raise it up on a ramp and give it an inspection underneath. I'm not looking for anything in particular, I'm just looking to see if I can find anything that's wrong or spot anything that needs attention. With a classic car, I'll always go and check the chassis and that first, make sure there's no rust issues, body mountings are all good, and then start looking over suspension and bits and pieces. You always get little bits and bobs just because of the age of the vehicles, do you know what I mean? And no matter how well they're maintained, there's normally a little bit of play in a wheel bearing, or you know, a tyre replacing, or there's a brake binding because the car's been sat for months, you know. Just little things like that, really. But you pick up on all these things, just like, for example, a brake binding, you'd pick up when you're bringing the car in, you'd be able to feel that something was holding it back, so you've already got, you know, you've got something to look at because you've picked it up on just the feel of it. Yeah. So, and you always look over every car more or less in exactly the same way, do you know what I mean? Just what you're looking at. Just what you're looking at is different, yeah. But I'll always do the same sort of thing, so, and now I've not seen anything untoward, I'll start pulling and pushing and make sure I've got no play in anything. They should be N marked as well, so see that N up there? N2, yeah. They're Porsche tyres. So Porsche tyres are designated with an N. But yeah, you can put any tyres on a Porsche, but these are specific Porsche tyres because they've got an N rate or an N number. But yeah, they'll be, what are they, Pirelli? Yeah, P0s. Be all and end all, the buck kind of stops with me. If I'm not happy, I ain't going. That's my name, I've signed the PDI sheet, you know what I mean? That's me. I'm a born warrior, Freddie, so all good so far. We'll let it down to half height. Right, last step will be get it off the ramp. The final checks on the PDI sheet, which is to just check the heater. So obviously I'll need it running, get the car warm and that, check the heater, get hot and cold, and road test. Yeah, and if I'm happy, it's all good to go.
We are at the Bridge Classic Cars workshop, where the Porsche is all packed and ready to be delivered to the very lucky winner, Stephen Wellard, and you guys are going to come along for the ride. We are well on our way and we are going to get this Porsche delivered to Stephen very soon. We have just arrived here in Norfolk and we are now going to knock on Stephen's door and give him his new Porsche.
Good morning, Molly.
Hello, Stephen. It's so lovely to meet you. I'm Molly. Behind the camera is Freddie.
Hi. It took me several days to come to terms with my good fortune, really. I enter these things all the time, but I tend, well, it's really strange because I tend to go MGs. I'm chairman of the local MG owners club, so if a little MG pops up, I'll have a go. Yeah. And I looked at, I'm a long-term Saab owner, although I've not got one at the minute. And I looked at the little black Saab. Yes. And I saw the Porsche and thought, oh, go on then. And there you are. I mean, it's just bizarre, isn't it?
So have you entered in many of our competitions before?
Pretty much, yes, yeah. Is it Charlotte that used to do it?
Yes, Charlotte used to do it.
There you go. It shows you how long ago it was.
There you go.
But I tended to limit, as I said, myself to MGs. One or two others, but mostly MGs, because that's my real interest. But yeah. I'll settle for a Porsche.
I think I would as well.
Oh my word. Yeah,
Come on, have a look at your brand new car.
Excuse me, I've got to touch it.
Definitely. An excited wiggle there.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Not been this excited since I got married.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was a while ago.
Where did you see us? Where did you first find us?
Probably you got an MG in a competition, and my eyes tend to just go, yep, MG.
MG.
Yeah, exactly. And you've done an MGA, I seem to remember, which was quite nice. I was very keen. Well, the
twin cam, was it?
That was the one I was, yeah, lovely. Yeah, it really was. Yeah. And to hear it.
Yes.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. You must have such fun.
I do. I have so much fun.
It's still difficult to comprehend this, you know that, don't you? Yeah,
it's real.
Unreal.
Yeah.
it's like a work of art. Car you dream of but never really buy. Yeah, may I?
Of course, go for it.
Do you mind
This
if
is
I sit in my
yours.
car? I may stay here for several days.
Here you go,
actually.
I'll tuck you in. Stephen, it suits you.
Oh, good Lord. Heart thumping. Just so. Yes.
Is it safe to say that you're a very happy man right now?
Delighted is the word. Delighted. This sort of thing doesn't happen to me. Well, it has this time, Mike.
It has this time.
Do you chaps want a tea, coffee?
That'd be lovely, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Hello. You are very excited, aren't you? We are here with the very lucky winner, Stephen Wellard, who has just been delivered his brand new Porsche. How are you feeling, Stephen?
Absolutely delighted. Just over the moon.
So we also have a beautiful MG here. So Stephen, you mentioned earlier that you found our competition for our Porsche through our previous competitions of MGs.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I visit the site very often, and if ever there's an MG pops up, I can't resist putting a ticket in. But this time I saw this and thought, oh, go on then. And there you are. I've got it.
Go on then, and there
One
you go.
ticket.
Thank you so much,
You're
Stephen.
welcome.
I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I really do appreciate it.
And
Shake
thanks.
my hand.
Oh, I will shake your
Thank
hand.
you.
Thank you.
Can hear you coming.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. The power is just linear. It just. Well, you went round the block.
What an ultimate two-car garage Stephen now has, with his beautiful MG that he can use at the weekends, and now his stunning Porsche that he could use throughout the week. Now, Stephen said he first saw us through an MGB competition that we've done, and now he owns that beautiful Porsche. And what I'd like to do now is to show you some of our previous winner videos.
And look at that, immaculate in green.
Oh, I can't believe it. I still can't believe it, you know. Charlie, you can't believe it. Things like this don't happen to me, but obviously, ooh, shivering, mate.
Oh wow, lovely. Look at that.
Oh wow, that is tidy, isn't it? Yeah. That is absolutely mint, isn't it? That is, yeah.
Are you happy?
Very, very, yeah. Oh, that's a V8, isn't it? Oh yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Anyway, whoever that was. That looks like a new car.
Come around the side and have a look.
Wow, yeah, lovely. Doesn't look like anyone sat in it.
Are you pleased?
Yeah, very pleased, yeah.
That's a very worthy £8.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds lovely.
There you go. This is yours.
Yeah, it's lovely. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I am happy. Trust me, I'm shaking.
What we're going to do now is we're going to take a trip down memory lane, and Freddie and Craig are going to talk about what happened when they first started British Classic Cars competitions.
Okay, so where did it all start? Back in probably about 2018, so it's before you were with us. I remember being in a hotel with Gordon up in Scotland, and we sort of chucked this idea together for competitions purely because a chap that works for us called Maro, who is one of our paint technicians, he'd won a car before he'd joined us. So myself and Gordon were sitting in this hotel and thought, there's probably something in that. Is there anyone doing classic cars in this sort of premise? So we thought, well, let's give it a go. So yes, we went away and we learnt really what competitions was all about, because competitions isn't as easy as what you think it is. And then, like I say, the idea was probably 2018, and then in 2019, you joined us.
Yeah, and a lot of people believe that competitions were set up as a result of COVID. That was just the kickstart we needed, really. It was an idea that was bubbling away for several months. We were trying to work out exactly how we were going to do it, and then we weren't allowed to come into work. So from our houses, myself and Craig were back and forward thinking, well, there's nothing else. We can't be restoring cars at this moment in time, so we'll go headfirst into
That's
the
it. Furlough happened. We had to obviously let everybody go.
They did come back.
Yeah, for a short period of time. We obviously had to close the place, but we sort of thought, well, who could continue to work? And at the time, Freddie, you headed up the marketing team, but essentially you were the marketing team, weren't you? So we made the decision that we would go home and launch competitions from home. And it was difficult.
It was really difficult because you see an advert on Facebook that says win a car for £5, win a car for £10. Naturally, you think this is not real. This is spam. This is too good to be true. And when we started, we had no evidence to say, other than look, we've been restoring cars for a long time. There's not a stream of previous winners and previous live draws. So there was negativity around our competitions, and that was the real uphill battle in telling people, look, we're an established company. Someone's going to win the car. This is all real. We didn't have any proof at that time, so we were reliant on people doing their research into the company.
Absolutely.
Fortunately, now we're in a position where you can see, here's the previous winners, and there's a backlog of cars, and we've built that reputation for, well, this is actually real.
Yeah. Because for a long
time we didn't have that.
That first car, or the first couple of cars, which was the MGB, was the first car that we did. That seemed like forever, and you see it online and you see it on the news all the time. The backlash that people get. The nasty and negative comments that you get online, and we face them as well, in all honesty, and you can sort of put on a hard face, but it does, when it's your baby, you do take it personally. So we're sitting at home and we're reading every single comment, like you say, about it being a scam and it's not real, and we had to put up with all of that, and you felt like every 5 minutes you were trying to defend what we were doing, and on top of that, it was costing so much money as well to get the message out there. And we've worked alongside for many years a lot of business-minded people, and when I sort of said about the competition concept, so many of them, almost all of them, said you should split it. It should be Bridge Classic Cars, the restoration company, and then it should be a completely different competition company. And we sort of we made the decision, didn't we, to go against.
It wasn't an easy decision because, as you say, there's a lot of naysayers saying, well, if this doesn't work, you're going to ruin the reputation of your company. But we wanted to put that on the line by saying, well, the cars that are won through us are Bridge Classic Cars, and I think that slightly risky decision to keep them the same has paid dividends.
Absolutely.
Because they're treated like our restoration cars. They've got our name associated with it, and the brand is associated with it too. So.
And it's worked really well for the restoration side of the business as well, because now we aren't just a small little restoration company in Suffolk that does 5 or 6 cars at a time. We now, on average, we're about 40 or 50 cars at any one time in the workshops. We've got 23 people here that are working flat out all the time on maintaining classic cars. So it has worked well from a business point of view, is to get the branding out there. And what I've noticed, and we've spoken about this before, you go to some of these big places now, Birmingham NEC Classic Car Show, you go to the big car auctions, and you feel like people recognise the logo that's on your back. We're always wearing branded clothes, and I think people kind of recognise it now. They may not know how they recognise it, but I feel like you're noticed a little bit more now, and that's because of what you've done really on taking us from a place in Suffolk to a national brand where you can win cars.
I feel like it's not so much us, but the people behind the camera watching along at home. We're really proud of this community that we've built of classic car enthusiasts, and you may know us through our restorations, you may know us through cars that we've sold, or you may know us through the competitions. I think what connects everyone is that passion for classic cars, and that community aspect. Certainly when we first started, when you weren't allowed to leave the house, those Thursday evening live streams were really nice to be able to just say hi to people and see the same names coming up every now and again.
Absolutely.
And that community is ever growing, and it's something that we really appreciate and are really proud of the fact that we've built this fabulous community of like-minded people.
Yeah, so 2020 was when we launched competitions properly. Our plan really was to do, it wasn't set in stone, but it was to do 12 cars a year, so 1 car a month. We did, I think, 47 in the first year. The
first few were hard going, weren't they?
Really hard.
They were, a month didn't feel like a long time. They used to be live for a month, and it was really hard work. We didn't have a large audience behind us, didn't have a large following, so every ticket sale was a real battle. And it's taken a long time to be able to build up to the fact that we're now giving away cars as frequently as possible.
Absolutely.
We're now pretty consistently giving away 1 car a week, whereas it was, as you say, 1 car a month. Well, that was the aim, wasn't it? It was
absolutely.
Do 1 car a month for the first little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. And we've done 164 cars now, or 164 competitions, and I think probably the proudest thing in all of that is we've given, is it £165,000 away. We've donated that amount to charity. We've worked with some amazing brands who have recognised us. Lotus is a key one, memorable one for us, that contacted us off the back of the competitions to ask whether they could work with us, and that's meant that we can give away 165,000, and you know that will continue, and we'll keep growing and try and sort of give back as much as possible.
Something very exciting happening soon on the charity front, which by the time this video goes out may already be live.
Yeah.
But if it's not already live, it'll be live very, very soon, which is a huge charity competition for us. And as you say, it's nice to be able to give back as a community.
Absolutely.
Do something great. Someone's going to win an awesome car, and lots of lives are going to be changed by this competition.
Oh,
So
definitely, yeah.
That's really fun.
So that's competition. So thank you very much for sort of taking part, and long may it continue. But this is us.